John Solomon from Just the News, your new book, Fallout, talking about the Russia collusion situation that the media is still trying to push this narrative. Does that surprise you?
It does not. I mean, even in the last few days, there were declassified documents from the FBI that show nine New York Times stories the FBI had determined were false about the Russia collusion story. When we see that level of misconduct in journalism, we can understand how this thing got out of control, how it went from a political opposition research project from a guy at MI6 who doesn't, by his own admission, said, I don't know if it was true when I gave it to the FBI, to a scandal because the American media kept pushing the same false facts time and time again. And that's how this country went through 3 years of unnecessary heartbreak.
Unnecessary. And the title Fallout, explain that.
Well, we want to play off the word nuclear because a lot of what we learned about the scandal was that its origins were in the desire of Hillary Clinton, Obama, Joe Biden to hide one of their biggest foreign policy failures in their term, and that was the reset, reboot with the Russian relationship. They came in 2009, shortly after George Bush left, shortly after Russia had invaded Georgia, the country of Georgia. And the Democrats came in haughty and said, we can change this. We'll give Vladimir Putin lots of gifts. He needs help with the economy. We'll give him billions of dollars with nuclear contracts. We'll let him buy the uranium under our soil, the Uranium One deal. We'll help him build his own Silicon Valley called Skolkovo, right outside of Moscow. And we gave billions of dollars, untoward expertise, and we just gave it to the Russians with the idea they'll turn into nice guys. Kind of perestroika too, if you remember the Gorbachev years. Once Putin got everything he wanted, he pulled the carpet out from under Clinton, Biden, and Obama, and he invaded Ukraine. And then the Obama administration realized, wow, we have an international crisis, but we also have a lot to hide because during that period when we were cozying up, the Russians were given lots of things. They were giving Bill Clinton a $500,000 speech. They were giving millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation. They were investing in John Podesta's company, millions of dollars in a company, clean energy company that John Podesta sat on the board. They were paying the chief energy advisor for Joe Biden money as for advice. And so they had not only a failed foreign policy, they had a trail of corruption and enrichment around the foreign policy failure. And so the fallout is that to cover that up, they set out on a mission to neutralize Russia as an issue in the 2016 campaign. They did so because Hillary Clinton did a poll in June of 2015. It's one of my favorite revelations in the book. My colleague Seamus Bruner found this document after we did some interviews. Of all the things that had happened in Hillary Clinton's life, the scandals, Whitewater, Rose Law Firm billing records, Vince Foster, the Benghazi tragedy, the email scandal. The number one thing that voters in this poll told Hillary Clinton would make them least likely to vote for them was the thought that she and Bill Clinton had traded on U.S. policy, got rich off of the Russia policy. 53% of people in the poll said that was the thing they most were concerned about Hillary Clinton. So she set in motion a opposition research project to neutralize Russia, scare off the Republicans, find something on the Republicans that'll leave Russia alone. And that's what gave us Christopher Steele, the FBI, and the entire investigation. So the fallout of the failed policy, nuclear mostly, is what caused all of this unnecessary scandal in the Trump administration.